I have in me the ability to make you a better you. So if you work hard, focus, stay on point, you can do anything. Trust me.
We made this track to tell everybody they can follow their dreams.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KeaversVoice.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
When we invest in ourselves, our glow, our vision, our vibe, we all shine. Together, we are black beyond measure.
Remember the revival? Relive the remix. Reunite for the Orange Blossom Classic. HBCU Reunion Experience. It's year 3, baby, and we back with that fire. Calling all HBCU fans. Labor Day weekend. The I Love Jackson State University takes on the venomous Florida A&M University. Tickets are on sale now. Watch the game in premium style seating or watch it from a luxury suite. And of course, you know the halftime show is going to be epic right here in the 305. The sonic boom of the South and the illustrious Marching 100. Who you rocking with? The 2023 Orange Blossom Classic. Don't miss the HBCU Reunion Experience. Labor Day weekend, Miami Gardens, Florida, Hard Rock Stadium. Trust me, we'll see you there. Oh. Check out OrangeBlossomClassic.com for tickets and info.
All right. All right. Hello. Welcome to a live pregame edition of the O&G StrikeZone. Ryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier. We here, baby. We here. It's the Rattlers' time right here in Miami Gardens. Kelvin, are you as excited for this game as I am?
I am, man. And it's been building up, you know. It's been pretty cool all week, but now it's game day. The first time for the Rattlers, you know, this year in 2023. And it's a big game, man. You know, looking at the landscape of the SWAC yesterday, this game could very well and most likely will decide the SWAC East for sure, and perhaps the SWAC champion. So we got to do our thing.
Hey, so we're out here. FanFest is where we are, just right out by the fountain. So when you come to FanFest, we're not VIP enough to be like inside of the FanFest area, and really it wouldn't work for being able to do this. As you can tell, there's some background from the stage, so we're like right on the outside, right across. We're looking at the fountains outside. If you looked at our Twitter or Instagram, I took a photo from the fountain right outside of where we are. So if you are coming in the next hour or so, stop by and say, hey, you know, we'd love to meet the people who support this show, watch the show, download the podcast, support, donate, join the JBN memberships, hit us up in the super chats. All of you who do that for us, look, you know, we want to meet you and say thank you. As you can see, first game of the year without our guy. So, I had to make sure we represented this. And hopefully we're going to see a few more of these shirts today. Those of you know Kofi, I was here the last 2 years. Kofi would never let me sit, Kelvin. He would never let me, after year one, after the first year, he thought me and him sitting together was a jinx. So we never sat together again for a FAMU football game.
That's right. He was superstitious, like most fans are. He's a fanatic. So we have our little tendencies and we stick with them.
Yeah,
but you can sit with me, man.
I appreciate it. So we're gonna get to talking about a few things that happened over the weekend in the Black college football and college football in general, as we get ready for our day, the day after, where everyone will get a chance to put all eyes on FAMU and Jackson State. Unless you are a Spectrum Cable subscriber, you might have issues watching today's game. In that case, I would suggest you find a friend and borrow their Xfinity or Comcast, log in, maybe go to a sports bar, you find another stream, YouTube TV or something like that, and then that way you can watch this game. So let's see. We got some folks already jumping in the chats. Let's see. Yeah, somebody jump in all day. FAMU all day, random. All right, here we go. Tamara T, first one checking in. What up, lady? How you doing? Good to see you. Karen Griffin already checked in as well. Montre, again, we are right across from the fountains that lead into the main entrance. There's the big, take a look on Instagram or Twitter, Montre, and you'll see images of where we are. You can't miss us. Yes, we are at FanFest, over right outside of FanFest. Marcus Hayes, yes indeed, it's game day, baby. Time to get it going. Let's go. Hey, Kelvin, what did we say the theme of the day was? After watching all the games and watching people in the swag, what was the big takeaway from yesterday?
It's 2022. Everybody looks the same. Texas Southern still can't keep lead. Alabama State Southern still don't have a quarterback, but have pretty strong defenses. We out of conference. We struggle. Everything. It's 2022. That's my takeaway from yesterday.
Good to see you, Chuck. Thanks for checking in from Monroe, Louisiana. Yeah, definitely. Everybody, I came away thinking the same thing, man. After watching Southern, after watching Alabama State, look the same. Who else looked the same? You already mentioned Texas Southern looking the same. I mean, unbelievable. They had a was it 34-17 lead? They had a 17-point lead.
They had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, going into the fourth.
Blew it. And that's what I was worried about. I was worried about how that was gonna happen for them. So that's a tough one. We saw a couple of Division II schools, the CIAA going 2-0.
Yes. Thank goodness for Morgan State beating on ranked Richmond team. It was a terrible day for the MEAC, as bad as the SWAC was. Norfolk State losing to Virginia State, and then Delaware State losing to Bowie State. And did you see how the Norfolk State game ended? Norfolk State was in position to actually tie that game, and with 1 second left, they went out of bounds. They brought the field goal team in, and a block kick return for a touchdown. Saves of Alabama State FAMU 2022. They returned that, and Virginia State is so Oldham's is on a hot seat. They won. He on a hot seat.
If I don't know, I didn't look and see what the total was, the over under, but if it was anywhere in the ballpark of like 52, 53, people were screaming because let me see, 27-24 is 51, right? So imagine if the line was 53, you were probably doing well. You were like, oh, this game's about to be over. I got the under. And then all of a sudden you get a block kick return for a touchdown. Ridiculous.
Yeah. First week of the season, you never know what you're going to get. You have to anticipate the unexpected. And we got some of that, of course, yesterday, including the former JSU coach with a huge win at Colorado. So shout out to Dion. The unicorn strikes again.
And you know what's funny about reading the comments from a lot of national media? We, HBCU media, we not surprised. Hell, FAMU folks, we definitely not surprised. We knew what Shador could do. He did this last year to us. 5 touchdowns or something like that.
I have to emphasize, I've been saying it the whole time. Shador Sanders is a professional quarterback. He knows the game, and he executes at a high level. And so I was not surprised that he had the game he had. Now, you know, the amount of yards, 500 yards, I mean, that's ridiculous. But they don't play defense in the Big 12 and Pac-12 that well. So, you know, but yeah, I'm glad that an HBCU grad, the Tougaloo College, and that's where he graduated.
Yeah, I think they're still a college, or is it? I think they're close to being a university, though. But
okay,
Tougaloo, yeah.
But anyway, shout out to the HBCU grad for his win.
Right, an HBCU grad. You know, he got Florida State folks all triggered. I tell you what, they're like, oh, you're not a Seminole no more? Like, the man didn't graduate from there. He didn't graduate. You know? Hold on, you got to hit somebody up with a what up, boy? What up, boy? What up, boy? I see a couple people rocking already with the what up, boy, Kofi shirts. I love it. I love it. I love it. No, actually, he went to Talladega, Karen.
Okay,
Karen, yeah, he went to Talladega. Thank you for that reminder. He went to Talladega. Yeah, no doubt. What's good, Rattler? How we doing? Good. We got some Rattlers checking in with us. Good deal.
Doing podcast, we live. Yeah,
we're live. What's your name? We give you a shout out. Huh?
Rod Cromartie.
Rod Cromartie? Yeah. Rod Cromartie checking in. Where you from, Rod?
Come on around. Let folks see you right quick.
California. Wow, nice. Okay, West Coast Rattler. Make sure to check out O&G StrikeZone. O&G StrikeZone on Twitter, Facebook, part of the Black College Sports Network. All right, appreciate it, Rod. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, Montre checking in. Love to see. What's that? Oh, I love that. See, now I know who I can talk coach football with.
So we got two Colt fans. Montre just revealed he a Colt fan.
Yeah, Karen. Yeah, definitely. We had a Cali person check in. Gotta love it. Gotta see Sam checking in. Good to see you, Sam. Oh, it is. Let's see. Yeah, Howard. That was another game. Howard. That was a good game. Disappointed that Howard couldn't find a way to win that. That was a winnable game. I think that was probably the most winnable. And what do you want to say? HBCU FCS versus FBS game over the weekend, I think.
Yeah, and Howard gave the game away early.
Yes.
That was with special teams. That was the difference. all of the almost all of the points that they scored were on the special team. So, they represented themselves well, and it looks like it's going to be Dillon Central and Morgan State now as the team to beat in MEAC. Hey, Pine Bluff. I watched that game. Pine Bluff, their quarterback is legit. They got a nice DN. Pine Bluff was extremely competitive yesterday. To my surprise, they really played well. They had, 3 turnovers, I believe. They created 3 turnovers, all in the first half against who did they play? FBS. But Pine Bluff, they competed very well. So I was pretty impressed with them. They might get somebody in the way. You have to be careful. Their quarterback is was a 19th ranked player coming out of high school. The guy that they started, he's about 6'3", 6'4", pretty good athlete, pretty decent thrower. They got some players. And I told you I like their coach. I like Hampton. I think he can coach, and it showed yesterday.
Coach Hampton, I think it's right. Alonzo Hampton.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's any other games that might have caught our attention last night. Again, like I said, I had to be on the road real early this morning, but I stayed up. I caught the end of the Prairie View Texas Southern game. I'm still scratching my head about that. Alabama A&M played Vanderbilt, and they showed motives. Yeah, first half, early third quarter.
Yeah.
They look respectable, not bad.
They can be dangerous. They look like they can be dangerous. Remember, that's my sleeper team.
Yeah, that's your sleeper team. But everybody in the SWAC looked asleep, honestly. That's so. Hey, look, Alabama State, like, woo! Thank goodness we got a win, because that game was just ugly. Period.
Yeah, ugly. Yeah.
I don't know what Southern's going to do. I can't wait to talk to Carlos Brown, because I know.
The blood don't sign my name.
Hey, they thought blood was going to be the savior, boy. And unfortunately, boy, he looked like the last few quarterbacks that had had in the program. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so let's talk weather conditions. We were kind of joking whether it was as hot or similar conditions to last year. I don't think it's as hot, but hell, I'm not going to be sitting in that hot section, and I'm not going to be on the field. So what's your analysis while I pull up the weather report? What's your analysis just on GP of what we've got here in the weather situation looking like?
Beautiful day. It's gorgeous in South Florida. There's actually a slight breeze, which we didn't have last year, and the humidity is not bad, right? So it's not muggy. Right now, it's a typical summer day in South Florida. I think it's supposed to reach about 89, 90, if I'm not mistaken. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful weather. A little bit on the hot side, but it's better than last year.
Well, I think we're going to get steady. Currently, it's 88 degrees. Feels like 93. The kickoff, 3 o'clock Eastern. The weather, kickoff 3 Eastern. Temperature should be still at 88 degrees. So,
nice breeze.
Yeah, there is a nice breeze. Mix of sun and clouds going on out here today. So, I don't see any chance of rain. Well, there is a 15%, but you know what? That'll probably come later in the afternoon.
It's good. It's great weather. Beautiful day. No excuses.
No excuses. Okay. Let's do this. Let's take a short, quick commercial break. Come back, and let's get into kind of breaking down what we're going to look for on this game, offensively and defensively. Got it? All right. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone live from FanFest. We'll be back in just a moment as we see some Rattlers passing by. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
What's up, Mr. Gamble?
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics, there's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
T. Madden & Associates is a sophisticated and experienced law firm located in your neighborhood. We're turning injury to cash.
T. Madden and Associates obtained almost $2 million for my injury. They turned my injury to cash.
Now, we can't guarantee how much your injury is worth, but we've recovered millions for our clients.
Call T. Madden & Associates at 833-PAID-123. That's 833-PAID-123.
Stride K-12 powered schools are ready to put over 20 years of being a leader in online education to work for you. Dive into curriculum design for the online classroom. Team up with state-certified teachers trained in virtual instruction. Take control of your child's education journey. Discover the power of personalized learning with a leader experienced in preparing kids for a future they can be excited about. Take charge. Stride K-12. Enroll now for the fall.
Okay, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Brian Fulford, Kelvin Rozier here, live from FanFest down here outside of Hard Rock Stadium. The Orange Blossom Classic getting ready to kick off here in about 3.5 hours. Yeah, a little less than 3.5 hours. I'm sure the teams will be arriving. I think at FanFest at some point. There'll be the cheerleaders will be out here, the bands will be out here. So it's a pretty nice opportunity to come out, get lathered up. Some people might say get liquored up, but depends on what how you like to consume. It's hot out here, so moderation is key if you're gonna be consuming.
Don't start early. You're gonna tap out. I'm telling you. Drink water.
Plenty of water, boy. I tell you. Or these zero sugar Pepsis. I wouldn't have too many of these doggone things. Might hurt you, but there is Good opportunity, good time having here. We just reached out to a friend of the program, a friend of the Black College Sports Network, of course, co-host of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, Charles Bishop, a noted Jackson State alum, who's going to join us, give us that J-State perspective. So we'll see what's happening. Try to get his thoughts on the game. I think Charles is also now the play-by-play voice for Prairie View A&M, so we can even kind of talk to him about that game last night.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's talk offense perspective. 3 keys to this game, Kelvin, for A&M offense.
I've been harping on it from spring, basically. You know, it's going to come down to commitment to the run. We have to establish a running game. We have to be production. Coach Simmons' play calling. You know, we got to make sure that we don't leave the game totally in our quarterback stand. It's got to be a comprehensive effort. That means 2 tight end sets, maybe some 2 back sets. That's what I hope to see, so that if we don't look just like last year. And then I think the third thing is going to be taking care of the ball. Last year, we had turnovers, pick six, almost scooping score, a block punt, I believe, for a touchdown, another turnover that set up for a touchdown. So we got to protect the ball. And then I'm going to give you one more. We'll have opportunities for some big plays. I believe our quarterback actually 50-50 on big plays. But we done got the secondary B. We got a guy one-on-one. We're going to have to win those one-on-one matches and at least hit 50% of those big plays.
So let's start with your first point there, running the ball. And I'm going to kind of combine running the ball and play calling here, if you don't mind. When you say run the ball, is there a number? Is there a – I mean, I hate to do the percentage thing because even when we had Coach on the show a couple weeks ago, he talked about the percentage always depends on the game flow. Right. So when you say run the ball, give me a little more detail and how what are you thinking? Number, like, you know, and from
I'm thinking more production and numbers, but that's one area where I think I would disagree, push back the coach. I believe that being committed to something means that regardless of what you see, that you have a scheme and you have a game plan so that you can still enforce your will on your opponent. I believe commitment means that, you know, regardless if they get an 8-man front, then you're going to run them sideline to sideline and try to gash with a trap or something. But, you know, put in those extra tight ends, like I said, 2 tight end set. There are run some motion. There are things where you can create running lanes you want to create from the schematic standpoint. And so I'm not concerned about percentages as much, but I do think they need to be productive. And when it's short yardage, 3rd and 2 or goal line, we have to be able to run the ball, period.
All right. I'm going to come back to you with a couple more thoughts about play calling, but I don't want to leave our guests out in the weight room too long. So let me see here. All right, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess we can now say the voice of Prairie View A&M football. Congratulations, Mr. Bishop, on that.
That's a funny looking A on your hat, though.
Hey, did y'all bring me in to break up this love fest today?
That's why we brought you on. That's why we brought you on. So you can be you.
Looking forward to it.
So got a few people that stopped by here. All right, so before we get to talking about Jackson State, that game last night, what was it like to call that game? And because I'm shaking my head watching Texas Southern. Well, look, let's give credit to Prairie View. I don't know if we give credit to Prairie View. I'm sure you do, but I'm gonna look at it from the standpoint of saying Texas Southern, you blew a 17-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game. It was a great back and forth game. And I think like I said, one of the themes for Prairie View this season has been, or last season, going into this season, was to finish ball games. Out of their 5 losses last year, they were up at halftime in 3 of those 5 losses. So it was a huge psychological for a Prairie View team to be down the way they were down. And there was a point in time where we're late in the third quarter, and Texas Southern, they got a stop on downs. And I thought it was, it was going to be an uphill climb from that point on. But to Prairie View's credit, they just kept fighting. They kept fighting. Again, they got turned away on third down. And instead of sort of, being kind of a cowboy about it and going for it on 4th and 3, they kicked a field goal. They cut it to 10. And then they got a defensive stop. And, and it kind of just snowballed from there. So, you take your hat off to Coach Bubba McDowell's team. Like I said, they were down 17 late in the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, and they just chipped away. And they found a way to get 10 points, send it into overtime in the waning seconds of the game. Great defensive stop in overtime, and they were able to kick a field goal to win it.
Did Texas Southern show though? What happened to Andrew Vardy in the fourth quarter in overtime? Did they stop executing? Were there adjustments Prairie View made? Kind of explain that.
No, I think they're going to lament the turnovers. He did have 3 interceptions in that game, and he had an interception late in that game that I think, it didn't hurt immediately because, like I said, they turned Prairie View away on downs. But there were some, they have some missed possessions in that game, and I think that really hurt Texas Southern. I'm not going to say they choked. It's just they didn't take advantage of their opportunities, for lack of better words. I mean, and Prairie View did take advantage of their opportunities. And like I said, they just kept fighting back. But, I mean, some takeaways. If it's possible to lose a game 37-34, you take away the turnovers. And this Texas Southern team, they're going to be a very, very scary team because they got some offensive pieces. And unlike years previous, and I know it sounds weird to say because they gave up 37 points, but defensively, they got some playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. They're much more stout against the run. Prairie View did rush for 180 yards, but it was a hard game, and they got 2 backs that can easily go over 100 yards. Both didn't go over 100 yards, but like I said, they did a great job of really kind of containing Trezon Conley, not letting him get off. And it wasn't until late in the game, Prairie View somehow, some way, and I got to go back and look at it again, they just figured out a way to get this W.
Hey, out of a good thing. Yeah, we'll wait to. I don't know what to think of either team right now. I feel like I'm gonna have to go back and watch that game, but one of the things that we talked about, Kelvin brought up that a lot of teams look like 2022. Like, I mean, the only team, of course, that we haven't seen is FAMU. Jackson State last week looked like Jackson State of old. Alabama State, Southern looked like they did last year. I mean, it's like we're waiting on. I mean, we're praying. I'm praying that we don't look like what we looked like last year. Yeah.
I mean, it is very interesting to note that the DNA hadn't changed too much from 22, like you said, and you start looking around the league, especially that opening game. They looked a lot like what they looked like in 22. Even Grambling didn't, shape too much different than what I had seen from them. You go around the league, and I think, there weren't a whole lot of shockers where you say, where they really turned your head. You saw what you saw, and you kind of expected to see it.
Hey, I saw somebody noted that, Charles, I don't know if you can pump up the volume any on your audio. Somebody had mentioned your volume was a little low, but I mean, I'm hearing you. Okay. So, hey, before we get into talking about this game, you spent the last 2 years ingrained with with Coach Prime and Shador and Travis. Watch it. Look, we, especially you, we weren't surprised by what we saw yesterday afternoon. But when you see the reaction from national media, does it kind of make you chuckle? What's your thoughts after what you saw and then the reaction to what we knew was possible and likely going to happen?
It looked exactly like Shador at Jackson State. It looked exactly like it. I mean, I think I texted somebody. I wasn't shocked. So, I mean, I'm taking a look at it, and literally, you know, his processing of what the defense is trying to do to him. He takes what he's given. He'll take his shots downfield. It looked like a complete carbon copy of him playing at Jackson State. And same thing with Travis. I mean, a healthy Travis is easily the most dangerous man in college football. And yesterday he was able to put it on display. But, you know, we got a chance to see it last year, you know, especially when he was fully healthy. I mean, Travis just has the ability to really take over games. And you saw it in the Celebration Bowl. I had no doubt where Shador was going to go with that ball on the last play in regulation. And, you know, they just put it on display again in Colorado.
Gotcha. I know our producer, Roy, if you check the chat there. Okay, so let's talk about this one, Charles. Jackson State, what do you feel Jackson State needs to do to find success this week or today against FAMU? Offensively, defensively, where do they create the biggest challenge for FAMU after what you saw last week?
I think they're going to test FAMU's physicality. I think that's the big thing. I think what you saw from T.C. Taylor was and Maurice Harris was their ability to use 2 tight end sets, even 3 tight end sets, if you will. And you know, mano a mano, let's see what happens. And they ran the football. So I think you're going to have to test FAMU's physicality and see if, you know, if they're about that life, quote unquote, up front. And I think that's the big thing. I think that's what sort of TC brings to this Jackson State football team now, playing with this massive chip on their shoulder. And you heard him last week. You know, they know now. So I think coming back into this game, I think you still have a lot of people who will say, well, okay, that was a 3-8 South Carolina State team that you would, okay, way to go. Bravo, pat on the back. But now you step up in weight class and this is Florida A&M football team. So that massive chip is still right there on their shoulder, and they can't wait to get out there on the turf today and continue to show HBCU football that, you know, the magic isn't gone.
What do you got? Any questions there, Kelvin, for Charles?
Yeah, Charles, I want to know out of last week. You know, they didn't have to spend a whole lot of energy. They jumped on them early and so forth. But are there any players that won't be playing today? Are there any injuries on Jackson State side?
None that I know of. I think, you know, all players are up and ready to go for this game. I think they came out of that game relatively healthy. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing how Jason Brown disperses the ball today and getting the tight ends involved. You saw the tight ends were a big part of the game plan last week. That along with a transfer by the name of Irv Mulligan, who was really tough in between the tackles. And today, you know, what I'm waiting to see is I think the storyline for today is, can Jackson State's defensive line get to Jeremy Musa much the way they got to him last year? That's the question I'm going to be real curious about. And honestly, they checked that box last week for me. I think they were tremendously physical up front. They met expectations, probably exceeded my expectations with regards to the physicality against South Carolina State. So, you know, the question is, you can't give, you know, Jeremy Musa a clean pocket. I mean, he'll pick you apart. So you've got to get him off his mark and you know, get him to start seeing, you know, a ghost back there. That's going to be huge for Jackson State.
All right, Charles. Prophetically, you gave a big bold prediction last year, and if I had been a fan, if I had not been draped in orange and green, I would have rolled with it to the bank and made a lot of money. What is your bold prophetic claim this week, today?
Brian, I'm playing with house money. I mean, one the past two Orange Blossom Classics, but I think for me today, what I want to see, and we hear this year in, year out from Florida A&M, is we got the running backs. I need to see the rushing game today. I think that's the thing. And I started off by, saying I think Jackson State is going to test FAMU's physicality up front. And that goes with regards to the defensive line as well. I mean, that's the big thing. And I think that's what has been the separator, if you will, between Jackson State and FAM, is the fact that they kind of made FAM one-dimensional over the past, at least last year, without a doubt. They jumped on quick enough to where that game was kind of out of hand. But even going back to 2021, it really didn't allow FAM to get that ground game up and going. And it became, a 10-yard fight from there. So, again, can you stop the run? I know it sounds cliche, but once you stop the run and make a team one-dimensional, then you can come after Musa.
All right. Okay. Well, Jackson State is a 4-point favorite. I'm not surprised.
I like that.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Wait to see what the numbers look like for game time, but it was 4 yesterday when I looked at it, so we'll see if it's changed. All right, Charles. Well, sit back and enjoy the game. I got a feeling we're gonna have a good one, and we'll see whose side comes out victorious. All right.
It's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to, look forward to FAMU the rest of the season after today.
Yes, indeed.
All right. What's your pick? Give me a prediction and a score.
Give me a prediction. I'll go 24-14, J-State.
All right. All right.
Sounds like
all right.
Winner. All right.
All right. All right, Charles. Hey, thank you, man, for joining us, taking some time. Take care. We'll talk to you later.
For sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Charles Bishop, the new play-by-play voice, Prairie View A&M. And so I'm going to have to find that broadcast because I think that was an exciting game. Imagine your first game. You get a call that game, and it goes down that way. That had to be pretty exciting. So I'll have to go look for some audio of that. Okay, Kelvin, coming back to offensive takes and thoughts. Play calling was your second point of emphasis, correct, with Coach Simmons. Will we see, and I hope we do, we see more vertical shots? Because I think Marcus Riley and Jamarie Sharif are two very, those are two of your three starting X, Y, and Z receivers. And those two guys, we know what they're capable of doing. How many times will we challenge the middle of the field, though, with the tight end? That's what I'm looking to see with the play calling. When you talk about play calling, those the kind of things that you're looking for, some variety, or be more detailed there if you could?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about formations. I'm talking about two tight end sets. I'm talking about two back sets. I'm talking about some out and up. I'm talking about going deep. When JSU plays man, or when they laying off 7 yards and reading and trying to keep everything in front. I believe there's some opportunities for some out and ups, some go routes, and the middle of the field. I think is where I think it's opportunities going to be. And yes, we have to take those shots. The reason we have to take those shots is because we have to loosen up that defense to help our run game. Now, if you look at our team traditionally under the Coach Simmons, especially the last 2 years, we don't get over 30, 35 points off. So, and looking at that, I think diversifying our offense, giving something to look at. Because remember, we have who can run, but he doesn't run. So it's those kind of things that I believe those kind of adjustments. Issues count on us looking the same, being the same. If we can let Musa pull the ball some, if we can run some two tight things that and have some success and hit some of those big plays, I think we can see this offense at its full potential.
There's too much. There's too much in the bag for this team to not average over 30 points, score over 30. This is a year where we need to be averaging over 30 a game. I really feel that way. I would love for Coach to you have a different formation every play. I actually want to see if we run tempo, can we be faster? Will Musa make the call, or will he do the standard check to the sideline? Because remember, that we'll talk about this on the other side. We talk about FAMU's defense. I think that is something we're going to see on the other side of the ball. But for us, we're capable. We're very capable with Jeremy Musa as the quarterback to be able to run a more up-tempo game. And in this heat, I think we should be able to wear them down if we do that. So I hope we utilize the tight end. I hope we have multiple formations. I hope we pick up the tempo. I mean, that's the idea, right?
Yes, and I'll make one more comment on our offense. And it's something that we hadn't talked a whole lot about. Our offensive line is going to average around 6'4", 6'5", about 305 or so. Remember now, our two guards are now the two transfers. Ashton Grable came from Jacksonville State, and then Big Cardell Thomas, the LSU transfer. Both of those guys about 6'3" and run about 320. So they're big, they're experienced. So we got more girth there. We already got two all-swag formers on the outside at tackle. And then we got a healthy T.J. Lee, who's a 6'3", 300-pound at center. So our offensive line is experienced and big, and so we should be able to get more push. So you just got to see it.
How will FAMU score their first touchdown in the Orange Blossom Classic? Because noted, we have not scored a touchdown in the 2 years that we've been down here. So what's your prediction? Will it be a run, a pass, a defensive touchdown? How will a special teams touchdown? How will the first touchdown be scored? Any bold predictions there, Kelvin?
Jackson State has traditionally not given up big plays. So I would say it's going to be a short yardage run from maybe Jennings or Yan in the red zone. That's my prediction.
I'm going to go with what Mr. Campbell. I'd love for it to be passing. I saw him put that in the chat. I'd love for it to be a passing touchdown. I'd love for that to happen. So
I would just love a touchdown.
Right. I mean, look, hey, we're it's like a hungry man just wants some bread. I don't care if it comes with peanut butter, jelly, or bologna. I just want something, right? So we're not going to nitpick over how or what. We just know we just want a touchdown. Something, some kind of touchdown, some kind of score, right? Any other, what was your third point, or you had a fourth in there as well?
I believe the third had to do with staying committed to the run, wasn't it? I believe that was it. Just staying committed to the run, using 2 tight ends instead, using formation and so forth, and not trying to put the game totally on move. So we know what JSU plan is going to be from a defense standpoint. They're going to try to stop the run on first down. They're going to put us in second and long, third and long, then they're going to bring pressure. One of those down, if not both, but one of those down, they're going to run man and they're going to blitz. And then one of those down, they'll probably play off, but try to keep everything in front of them. So we kind of know what they're looking for. And so we should have a plan of attack for that. And so hopefully, we've made it too tired. Coach has been very coy about, the game plan. And, he's like, hey, this is our base. We ain't going to be too far from what we do. And I believe that. But however, I think some of that is coach's speech. And he understands that we haven't scored on this team. We haven't scored a touchdown on this team two games now. So we can't do what we've always done.
Well said. Let's get ready to take a break. Let's take a break, come back on the other side, talk about defense and special teams. And, we'll see what you guys have. Excuse me. Any predictions, any thoughts for the defense, special teams, keys for victory? Go ahead and start filling up those in the chat. We are live at FanFest, Orange Blossom Classic 2023. FAMU versus Jackson State kicking off at 3 Eastern, live on ESPN. We're going to take a short break, come back. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network.
Itchy, squirmy, scratchy, family not getting clean? Get Charmin Ultra Strong. Go get 'em. It just cleans better. With a diamond weave texture, your family can use less while still getting clean.
Goodbye, itchy squirm. Hello, clean bottom.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone pregame live from FanFest here at the Orange Blossom Classic 2023. Hard Rock Stadium is the site. We got a beautiful day for football. Yeah, and so we came out of the break. We were talking about defensive keys. Love the fact that, Mr. Campbell, let's see. Shutting down. Let's see. So are you going? Let me see. I'm buying a JSU homecoming ticket for every oh, God. All right. Well, yeah, hopefully there's not too many. Hopefully, hopefully it's nothing like last year.
Let me speak to that because we keep talking about last year. This is a different year, different team. So I'm not concerned about last year. We don't have the drama that we had with last year. I'm with Mr. Campbell on this. The best part of this Rattler team is the defense. And like I say, the offense don't turn the ball over. We don't give up special teams play. If you make JSU have to drive against this defense is going to get 10 turnovers. I'm literally expecting 3 turnovers from this defense today, along with a couple of sacks. They are that talented. They're that good. They close holes really quick. They got a lot of playing talent. I mean, we got four in secondary. We got 4 guys who started last year, and many of them started the year before. Plus, our linebacker core is intact. You got Big General Hunt and Stanley Mentor, who's the captain of the defense. In the middle there of that defense, 2 300-pounders, and then you got 2 new edge guys where they're not new since they were on the team last year. They had some production, but they'll be new as starters. And both of those guys 6'4", 235, 240 range and bigger. So man, that defense, I'm telling y'all, that defense. FAMU's defense is going to, in my opinion, separate them from the rest of the swing. Y'all can say what y'all want about offense. I know our coach called shotgun Willie, and sometimes I think he get caught up in that moniker too much. But if we just play straight up, talent versus talent, and play a clean game, FAMU will win this game by 10 points. Minimum.
Jeffrey Carroll, you crazy. That's all I'm going to tell you. You crazy as hell. But we're going to find out today, though, aren't we? It all comes out in the wash. So we'll see. We'll see who is the better team. That's why they play the games. Okay, defensive side of the ball. Let's go. Obviously, great start there, Kelvin. I'll tell you, for me, I'm going to be interested to see how our defensive backs defend. Are we going to press up on these receivers? Unlike now, if I don't know the entire Jackson State roster, Israel Carey, don't jump on me now. I don't feel like JSU has the height that they had the last 2 years in the wide receiver position. With that said, I think we match up better this year than maybe last year. We're more experienced also. That's going to be helpful. So I'm looking to see, okay, we'll actually play maybe more man or be able to press up. And especially remember, Jackson State completed 11 of 11 passes underneath 10 yards against South Carolina State last week to the left. And I think the number, they may have thrown 5 to 6 passes to the right. So over half of the passes thrown last week by Brown were under 10 yards. So that's one thing I'm looking for. You care to comment on that, Kel?
You got to Frazier is 6'2", and Kendall Boley is 6 foot. So those guys are long. They're athletic long though. They can run. They can be a little more physical. Then you still got Javen Morgan in the back there to kind of clean things up the ball hawk. So yeah, we can be diversified in our defensive approach. One of the things I thought that we didn't do last year that we probably should have did more was be more aggressive and take away the first read. Now, as we saw, Shadur Sanders is a difference maker, right? So I got to see Brown. If I'm FAMU defense coordinator, I got to see Brown make plays and beat. He's got to show me that he can dissect defense. He can go off his first read to his second read, keep plays alive and so forth. So I'm hopeful we can't give one look. We have to diversify look, but I'm telling you, I believe you all gonna see this. We are extremely talented on the defensive side of the ball. And we're a turnover machine. We got linebackers that can cover and can play. We got a bunch of hitters. It's gonna be probably 6 or 7 guys around the ball at all times. So I would really be shocked. Minus turnovers, I'd be really shocked if we give up more than 2 touchdowns today on the defense.
I agree. I keep forgetting I'm on mute. Okay. So what does height have to do with it? Height's got a little something to do with it, especially. Look, I know it's all jokes about it being self-inflicted, and when we talk about what's self-inflicted, we talk about sometimes some stuff that happened off the field, going into the game. So it is what it is. Okay. Defense. We talked about the secondary linebackers. Man, Isaiah Major, Jordan Moore, John Chaney. That linebacking core. The players, I've heard the players say that core. Javen Morgan at SWAC Media Day. He thought the linebacking core was a very good. I don't know if he said it was the best because he probably loves the defense, the defensive backs. But there's a lot of praise for the linebackers. What's your thoughts on what we can expect from this linebacking core, Kelvin?
Just like I talked about, you add Michael Watson in there. Him and Shane are 6'2", 225-pound guys, that can run, that are athletic, look like Hercules without pads on. And so, but they can stop the run and play the pass. Then you got, guys who are, Moore, who's a transfer from Texas A&M, sat out last year. He didn't play. And he was a safety originally, so he's moving to the linebacker position. So, of course, he has ball hawking skills, but he's a hitter. So, the way our defense is made for our linebackers to make plays from sideline to sideline. So, and that's what I expect. If you saw the last, I know one of the things, comments that came from Gerald and Vaughn and some of the folks for the last scrimmage we did 2 weeks ago was how those linebackers played from sideline to sideline. That they were making all the tackles, making all the plays. And they've been doing so all fall camp, to include interceptions. I believe the linebackers had as many interceptions as the DBs did in fall camp. So they'll be very active. You'll hear their name and numbers a lot. And actually, if they get a turnover, all of them run really, really well too, so they can take it to the house. So I'm just spending as a collective unit. You heard Coach Spiderrock, the defense coordinator, who's also the linebacker coach, talk about. This is the most talented group and the deepest group he's had. So there it is. Let's raise them up.
Just to let people know what the of course the FAMU runs a 4-2-5. So the two linebackers, the starters are Isaiah Major and Johnny Chaney. Eric Horn plays Eric Horn, number 5, a redshirt junior, 6'2", 225, plays behind Major. And then Jordan Moore, who converted over from safety to linebacker. Jordan, 5'11", 225, big hitter. He is number 20. John Chaney, number 28. So that's the 4, and then we'll kind of go from there. I can see off in the distance the FAMU cheerleaders are making their way into FanFest. So those of you who are not here yet need to get down here. Okay, defensive line. I think the name that I think we'll all see, we talked to Gerald Thomas a couple weeks ago. Anthony Dunn, sophomore, 6'5", 235. He is the guy that he might have a field day today. If his arc from last year continues. And then, of course, we've got General Hunt and Stanley Mentor in the middle and Dre Jones on the other end across from Dunn. Jones is 6'4", 260. So, we got some big boys coming on the corners. Any thoughts you want to give on the defensive line there, Kelvin? And maybe just go into any overall big takeaways as we kind of wrap up the segment here about the defense.
So that's what most of our transfers are too on the edge. So, transfer Sharif from Southeast Louisiana, also 6'5", and guy from you got a transfer with Charleston State in the middle, and so a lot of our transfers on our defense for this year, they came to add depth to what we already had. So that defensive line is long. They got good size, pretty good athletes. And they fit what we do. Remember, our defense is a tactile defense. And based on what we see JSU does with, whether they run the 2 tight end set or the 3 receiver set, I think personnel-wise, we match up pretty well. I think one of the keys I'll be looking for is for us the ability. South Carolina State didn't tackle well. They took bad angles. They just weren't they didn't look very talented, to be honest. So I believe if we play again a clean game, tackle well, I believe this defense is going to create some turnovers. And just like what they try to do with us, make us one-dimensional. We can make them take away the run and try to make Brown beat us. I think that's the key to the game, because I don't think he can beat this defense.
Okay, shifting over to special team keys for the game. A lot of people have been talking about the special teams. People have been very nervous, and maybe rightfully so. This is the most inexperienced group that we have, or the newest group. We lost a lot of people in the special team, punter, kicker. This year, we know Trey Wilhoit is the punter, comes in with All-American preseason accolades based off his performance at his previous school. But the field goal unit, the extra points, that's the area that I think people are maybe a little concerned about. Jackson State was 3 of 4 Jackson State, you still there? Kelvin froze up.
Yeah.
Oh, battery?
Yeah.
All right, so we lost Kelvin. We got to charge him back up here. All right, so while we get Kelvin's computer situation taken care of here, Jackson State's field goal kicker was 3 of 4 last week, and they did a great job with their special teams unit. So it'll be interesting to see what FAMU secondary or special teams unit does. You know, if we have opportunities with field goals, will we got to convert them. You know, we don't. You know, there's a possibility of having two different kickers because of distance and depth. We'll have to wait and see. But field goal kicking is one of those things. You know, Texas Southern lost the game because their field goal kicker couldn't convert, which was about a 40-yard field goal. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, we're going to take a short break, come back, get ready to wrap it up here. And Kelvin's going to rejoin probably on his phone. And so we'll get ready to wrap it up. Let's get ready to take a short break. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone live from FanFest at the Orange Blossom Classic right here on the Black College Sports Network.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
All right. Mic check 1, 2. We got you there, Kelvin. We'll see if we got a Kelvin situation here. Look at that. You got Bluetooth? All right. Well, no, Regina. I don't even know why we entertaining Regina. We appreciate you coming on the stream, though, Regina. But come on, by 50, crazy. You got to be crazy. There's no way. Look, would have never thought last year would happen, but circumstances we understand. This year, there's no way Jackson State is 50 points better. Vegas says it's a 4-point spread. I'll be looking to take FAMU plus the 4, trying to see what the money line might even say early on, because I got a feeling once FAMU scores early, that window will go away. That window will go away very quickly. We did predictions previously. You got any? What was your score prediction again? Do you recall?
Yeah, I think I said it was going to be 30-17, if I'm not mistaken. And I stay around that range just because, typically we haven't been explosive enough to predict any more than that. I think our defense and our special teams will carry us.
Israel, no. Actually, Jackson State is a 4-point favorite. So I expected that, to be honest. Originally, before the game was even played, preseason, Jackson State was a 7-point favorite. So it's down to 4 for whatever reason. But, so Jackson State's a favorite. We understand that. That's good. That's good. That means there's an opportunity. One thing I will tell you, Willie Simmons, the last 2 seasons, 15-6 against the spread. Real numbers. Last year, FAMU was 8-2 against the spread. Real talk. The only game that wasn't a part of the matrix was Albany State game. And, of course, we know the 2 games where FAMU didn't cover. But Willie Simmons has been a good bet. Let me just say that. Now, maybe not so much against Jackson State. but 15-6, though. And it's a 4-point spread today.
The day that all wrong will be right. Like with that 9-game streak with you, this is the year that we're going to correct that and get off to a good start and run the table. That's my prediction. Let's go. Let's go.
It's been 2014. Jackson State's been holding the 4-game winning streak. I don't even know how many years it is. What's that? 11 years? It's been 11 years since FAMU has had a winning streak over Jackson State.
We ain't played for 5 times.
Well, I know. But I'm trying to get ahead of Jackson State folks. Now Jackson State folks, so they'll jump out there and say, they say, oh, you haven't beat us in 20 years. Well, wait a minute. There was like a 12, 13-year gap in there somewhere.
Last time we did beat one was 2000.
See what I mean? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Somebody said since LeBron played in high school. Yeah. It's been that long. It's all good. It's all good.
We coming.
No. We here. We are here. None of that we coming. We here. The bus is probably pulled up because we're about 2 hours away from kickoff. Yeah, 2.5 hours. Less than 2.5 hours from kickoff. Okay. Want to remind everybody, if you're a Spectrum cable subscriber, you might have problems watching this game. It's on ESPN. Remember, ESPN and Spectrum are battling, and so we as consumers lose. So if you are a Spectrum subscriber, you better go find somewhere else to watch this game or borrow somebody's Xfinity, Comcast, DirecTV subscriber login, something, so that way you can watch this game. All right. How do you want to close this out, Kelvin? I mean, we've gone through the predictions. I don't know if there's any more angles to cover in this game, man. Are there anything that I'm missing?
Just drop the mic. Just shut it down. Just like the Rattlers gonna do to them J-State type. Just shut it down.
Well said. All right. So to remind you guys can always I don't think, but see, Mr. Campbell, I don't think the ESPN Plus trial will help you out because the game is not on ESPN3 or Plus. It's on ESPN. And because ESPN is linked to your cable company, at least trust me, I'm a Spectrum subscriber, so I know, and I use somebody's Spectrum login usually, and it works, but I can't do that anymore. So, you'll have to make alternative plans. Floor model TVs. Oh well, look who we got joining us. It's Miss Timona from She Loves Thee, which is many of you, if you did not know, is part of the Black College Sports Network team of shows. How you doing, Miss Timona?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me on.
All right. Make sure I can hear you. We're out here live at FanFest, so I apologize if you see me leaning in because I didn't bring my noise canceling headphones. What's your big takeaways for this game? How is Jackson State going to get a win? We don't believe it's going to happen, but I know you believe. Y'all believe. Y'all been believing for 3-4 years now. So how's it going to happen?
You were believing too for the past 2 decades, right? You've been believing.
Oh, wow.
Hey, make sure you get your popcorn. Because I got my popcorn. I'm going to eat popcorn after this game.
Listen, this game is probably the biggest game of SWAC football that we have. It's the biggest game because it has Celebration Bowl implications. It has implications for who's going to win out in the East. So it's basically, this is y'all Super Bowl. This is your Super Bowl, right? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I know because we got the background and I put myself on mute so that way we can hear and everything. It's our Super Bowl. No. This isn't quite our Super Bowl. This is we call this a good rival. This is one of our biggest games of the year, no doubt. Okay, because it means everything. But we're not going to overstate it and call it the Super Bowl.
The reason why I say it's the Super Bowl is because the last couple of 2 seasons you guys weren't able to go.
We just gotta handle business because we done heard enough chirping. We had to shut them Wildcats up a couple of years ago. Now it's time to shut them Tigers up. All them felines. We gotta take care of all of them. So it's y'all time.
Well, I will say this: it's interesting to hear your guys' take on basically how big this game is. I think everybody in here knows that if FAMU loses here, then more than likely you'll be playing for second place in the East. So that's why I say it's the Super Bowl, because this game right here, it determines whether or not you're able to go to postseason play. And on top of that, you guys are the ones with all SWAC first team and second team. 10 players, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's something like that. It's a lot of players on it. Yes.
That puts a lot of pressure on you all. We don't have any. We are coming to dominate, but the pressure is all on FAMU today. We need to see Gentle Hunt. We need to see Jeremy Musa, who is basically preseason. He's been crowned the king of the SWAC, right? Jeremy Musa. You have Gentle Hunt. You have some new players on your offensive line that you guys recruited in. The 5-star. You have 2 5-stars, right?
Yes, we do. We have that too. Yes. Hey, look, I see what you're trying to do. Let's not let's not let's not act like this game doesn't mean everything to Jackson State as well now, because y'all know with the loss, your chances are just as slim of winning the SWAC as well. So I love what you did there. It's good to know that you know the roster and that you know our ratings of the players, the recruiting class, and all of that stuff. But it's just as important for Jackson State as it is us.
Well, and I also say this now, they're ahead of schedule right now. JSU with the new coach, bringing all these new players and so forth. They if they could get this win, man, then they looking really good. Because especially if you look at how Southern looked yesterday, so this could really propel their season also. But I can understand we're the one with 42 seniors, redshirt seniors, and grad students. So we're a really experienced team, a really talented team, and so this is a game. You're right. They don't need to hide from it. This is a game we need to win, and we should win.
And I saw Rico Powers and Seven McGee, so we get to see Seven McGee today in action. We're getting ready to get to see Marcus Riley, who was transferred over from Bethune-Cookman. We haven't seen him in action on FAMU's team. With Musa last year, he was shut down, and there was a lot of players that played a part in shutting Musa down last year. And Gentle Hutt was on the team last year. K5, Kevrick Wiggins, was on the team last year, and he was the only touchdown that Jeremy Musa had last year. And he's on this team. So it'll be interesting, the matchups, the defensive line versus FAMU's O-line. And once again, FAMU's defensive line against our O-line. I think it's going to be a great game.
Okay, so give me a couple of keys that you believe Jackson State must do in order to win.
Just playing dominant and being consistent. JD Martin is injured today, so he won't be playing today. So we will have our running backs. I think basically the only thing that we needed to change up from last week is just taking care of those mistakes. So no fumbling of the ball, making sure not to turn over, because FAMU does have the ability to capitalize off of those mistakes. We saw at South Carolina State versus Jackson State, a lot of times they weren't able to capitalize when Jackson State made those mistakes. I don't see FAMU not being able to capitalize on mistakes, so minimizing the mistakes, continuing to have low penalties. We did a really good job last week of not getting that many penalties. So again, having those penalties reduced. And also our special teams. I've been bragging about our special teams all preseason long. So basically pinning FAMU down between that red zone is going to be very important.
Okay, good stuff. What do you feel? So I'm going to ask this question regarding the fact that Jackson State has a game under their belt, FAMU does not. Are you one that subscribes to the belief that having played a game gives Jackson State a slight advantage, or do you think the opposite, where FAMU had a chance to scout Jackson State, and that really is a slight advantage for FAMU? What's your take on that angle?
So from what we saw in the South Carolina State game, if anything, if I'm an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator, I'm going to have more questions than answers, because our coach, Maurice Harris, the offensive coordinator, if anything, I'd be trying to figure out where is he going to go with this, because he ran the ball, he used his tight ends, he used his running backs, and they were throwing the ball. So I don't think that that would give FAMU an edge, because the offense was all over the place. You just didn't know what they were going to run. If anything, you'll know, okay, they're very versatile, but some of that stuff cannot be fixed in a week. So one of those things is Jackson State will basically line right back up. They don't huddle. So unless that's something that FAMU has been doing in practice, which is hurrying up and getting set, that's not something that you're going to be able to teach in a week. Unless they're already game planning for that ahead of time, that's not something that you'll be able to switch up. You are aware now that Jackson State will not huddle, so that you have to be ready. But other than that, I think for FAMU, you saw something, but you didn't see everything. And then for Jackson State, getting able to get your feet wet week one and coming out with no injuries, and being able to late in the game run some random plays. We saw that they were running the 3-2-6 and the 3-3-5 towards the end of the game, being able to just do formations. I think that it was a real confidence booster for the kids as well, the student athletes, because they dominated South Carolina State. So I think that's a edge for Jackson State to come in week one and dominate.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Now you are down here, right? I thought you were coming down.
I'm in the press box.
Okay, I figured as much.
I'm not in the press box. I'm in the lounge.
Right.
But I'm actually already here.
You're smart. You're smart for being in the press.
Last week I was out in the field at the tailgate and it was hot. No, but I'm up in like a lounge area. I'm gonna do my podcast from the lounge.
That's you know what? That's smart. That's smart. It's toasty. Thank God for this tent, because it's hot out here. So I'm glad you were able to kind of jump in with us here, because we're gonna be ending it. It'll be fun to watch. I know all fan bases are going to be on tilt for the next 4 or 5 hours as we wait to see how this plays out. Give us your prediction. We know you're leaning Jackson State. We just want to hear what score, where you think the score is going to be.
I know FAMU is not going to score more than 2 touchdowns. So
wait a minute, what? You said what now?
FAMU will not score more than 2 touchdowns.
Okay, I'll take that bet. Okay, go ahead.
And let me see. I'm going to say 35-13.
Woo. Okay. Well, I can't wait.
What did you say? What did you say? Is he eating his fake popcorn? Is he eating his fake popcorn?
I think Kelvin went 27. What was it? 30-17 is what Kelvin went. I'm trying to remember what I went. I think I went more 27-17 or 24-17. Something
24?
to that effect. 24-17. Yeah, something to that effect. I think both I'm looking for both defenses to play well. I'd be shocked if either defense gives up more than 30. To be honest with you. But I do like us.
So if you were betting on the game, you would be betting the under.
Oh, yes. I'm definitely taking FAMU plus the 4, and I don't know what the total is.
I do know that you did come on my show right before the South Carolina State game, and you were bragging about those points from South Carolina State, and
I lost my ass on that, to be honest. So I mean, yes, I'll say it. I was upset. I was upset driving home, Timona. I was
even more money.
yeah, I was really wrong and really bad. But I've had a chance to see Jackson State. Hey, look, last year was an aberration. Most of these games that we played Jackson State are closer games. You can go look at the total history. I know you guys like to talk about over the 20-year history over the last 20 years and all, but these games have all been under like 30 or 35 points total. Obviously, last year was an aberration. Okay, throw that one out.
You think it was an aberration?
Well, I know it was an aberration. I mean, come on now. Anyway, you put it like this: even without the three special teams.
Let me say this. I watched last year's Jackson State team beat TCU yesterday. That's last year's Jackson State team. This is this year's JSU team.
Last year's Jackson State team.
So
now, look,
Brian, I'm gonna need you to come on my show on Monday or Tuesday. We're gonna have a recap show.
I love it.
You have to come over this way. Win, lose, or draw.
Win, lose, win or draw, I'll be there. Won't be no losing, but win or draw, I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll be there. And if you know, if lightning hits this building and the other thing happens, I'll be there as well.
All right.
All right. We'll see you up in the press box. They should be serving lunch soon, thankfully. So we'll be up there to partake. So we'll see you when we get up there.
All right.
All right. Thanks for coming in, everybody. That's Timona. She Loves Thee is the podcast. You know, and of course, She Loves Thee is coming on as part of the Black College Sports Network. And so, you know, we love having our theme-centric shows. You know, our show, her show. Carlos Brown covers Southern University, and we got more coming. So, as Coach Prime said, we here, baby. We here.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me, and I'll see you guys later.
All right. See you later, Timona. All right. All right. So, that's going to do it. Look, all the talk is done. No more talk. Time to play. Time to put some helmets on somebody's ass and walk out of this place with a dub. Period. No mercy. 4 quarters. 60 minutes. The way Coach Joe used to talk about it. No mercy. That's what y'all finna get. No mercy. And Jackson State fans, get ready. Because starting on that hell, at 6:30 tonight, Rattler Nation's going to be on y'all asses because y'all been giving it to us for the last 2-3 years. Oh, hell. 6:30. Don't cut nothing off. Keep your cell phones on. Keep your YouTube channels turned up. Log in. Facebook. Don't go hiding, Jackson State fans. Rattler Nation's coming for y'all asses at 6:37 p.m. Ain't no hope. Ain't no hopes about it. All the hoping is done. We playing. We here. All right. Y'all make sure to hit the thumbs up button wherever you are. Hit the like button. Appreciate all y'all. Wherever you're watching the game, you know, make sure you're following the O&G at O&G StrikeZone, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You see our personal Twitter handles. Well, you saw mine. You saw Kelvin's earlier. Hit us up. We'll be tweeting during the show. We want to hear from you during the show. They got jokes. Y'all are funny. It's all good. 6:37. Remember what I told you. When I log on at 6:37, y'all JSU fans better be there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Be there. Be present. We're going to try to do some post-game. We'll see if we can record the post-game press conferences live. We'll see if we can stream those so you guys we'll have a chance to watch that. Let me see. What else? What, I'm missing anything? Nope. That about covers it. I'm good. I'm about to get out this heat, so that way I don't have I'm about to get out this heat. Yeah, we'll start rambling. All right. Rattler Nation, fangs up. Let's get ready to go at these boys hard, and let's get ready to strike, and strike again. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy the game. FAMU big covers the 4 points as underdogs. Take the money line. Play the under on the total. FAMU wins. Peace out.